On August 6, 1945 at 8:15 a.m., an atomic bomb developed by America was dropped in Hiroshima, Japan. Around 40,000 people were killed immediately, and many more were severely injured or later suffered from radiation sickness. As you can imagine, witnessing an event like this would cause extreme psychological damage. This is the main focus for my video. I will begin by diving deeper into the immediate psychological effects and the development of post-traumatic stress disorder and trauma, as well as look at the broader impact on our world today. Extreme situations often cause memories to freeze and cognitive and emotional functions to be suppressed. This is exactly what happened to those who experienced the atomic bombing. Some were hyper-focused on finding their families and do not recall the moment. To function in such an extreme and horrific situation, the brain creates strong psychic barriers that serve as a defense mechanism, which cause emotional paralysis. They reacted with apathy to those suffering and were unable to help them, and they were not able to properly express emotions and grief. Following World War II, social stigma arose because of the fear of radiation sickness. This caused the survivors to be silenced and keep their experiences hidden, even in marriages. They were banned from many public places and suffered with housing, healthcare, poverty, cultural loss, and threats to family members. Prostitution, crimes, and suicides increased due to a lack of basic supplies. These struggles and the discrimination caused double trauma. Due to the mass trauma, even those who had expertise in this area had also been traumatized by this event, meaning nobody could provide any early crisis intervention techniques or care. An important part of preventing post-traumatic stress disorder, known as PTSD for short, after a traumatic event is for victims to share their experience in a supportive and safe setting. However, this wasn't available until decades later when support groups formed. Another factor in healing is forgiveness. The likelihood of developing PTSD can be determined by personality traits. Those who were able to forgive the United States and the use of the bomb experienced less severe symptoms. Citizens interacted with the American military and volunteers who came to assist, which helped them develop emotional forgiveness, peace, and improve psychosocial well-being. The trauma continues to affect the survivors to this day. Almost 74% of survivors had a high risk of developing anxiety disorders 45 years after the bombing. As well, PTSD can easily be triggered by any minor stimulus, even thunder or flashes. At least 30% of survivors suffer from flashbacks, and over 40% for those who were under 16 at the time. After experiencing such an extreme situation that did not allow them to behave with empathy and dignity as humans, survivors struggle with strong feelings of guilt and remorse. They feel indebted to those they could not save and often question whether they themselves deserve to be alive. At the time, there was not much research and knowledge on trauma and psychological responses, so it is really hard to know the full extent of the mental and emotional struggles. However, it is clear that the development of the atomic bomb altered the world we live in today. The creation of the atomic bomb left lasting emotional scars and changed the world of science forever. Because of this, we now know more about how the brain works in regards to the development and treatment of trauma and PTSD. The atomic bomb had a huge impact on social dynamics and international relations and played a role in World War II coming to an end. Most importantly, it took the lives of thousands of innocent victims and turned the lives of those who did survive upside down.